Good morning. We are Project Communication, and we are perfectly imperfect. I'm Linda. I'm Sherry.
And I'm Mary.
Oh, yes,
the camera.
Mary's over there. Today we want to introduce Holly Lewis, and she is with the Canine. She will be sharing with us about service animals and the laws. We will clarify that she isn't a licensed behavioralist, but fully comprehends the cans and can-nots. Is that correct?
That is correct. There is actually no official licensing in the state of Wisconsin or in the country for dog trainers, dog behaviorists. There's different credentials that you can get from different certifying organizations, but there is not one that is universally recognized or required.
Okay, so the question comes to mind, why is that?
I think because it's never been really organized, and because there are some people who follow science very closely and follow the laws of learning very closely, and there's other people who don't. And so, I think it's kind of like anything, getting that all to mesh together as something that would benefit all is challenging. And as well, I think dog training has come a long way in the last 20 years, and so it still is relatively new, and it's not necessarily something that people are, most of my clients tell me, I've never done something like this before. I've never used a trainer before or a behavior specialist. So I think it's just still newish.
Okay. I know one individual warned me a couple of years ago that I cannot call myself a dog trainer, and I looked at her and I said, but I'm not training. I'm addressing what's going on psychologically. I will train the humans. Right?
Right.
She's trained me a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, and anybody could call themselves a dog trainer, right?
Yeah.
They could say, I had a dog when I was 5, so I'm a dog trainer, right?
Okay.
That doesn't mean that they've actually studied the science of learning and they've studied animals and things like that. So
Right.
I've had feet my whole life. That doesn't qualify me as a podiatrist.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that makes sense.
I
am not a doctor.
I know how to use a Band-Aid, though.
Yes.
So, you can call yourself a dog trainer, but there's no specific license for
Correct.
it. That's what you're saying.
Correct.
So it's okay to say you're a dog trainer.
Sure.
Oh, cool.
But that's where, as the public, you always want to ask somebody that you're looking to hire, what education have you had? What's the latest seminar that you've been to? What's the latest book you've read? What methodology are you using so that you understand more where your funds are going?
What
Okay.
your philosophy is.
What's the
Because
philosophy?
there's
Right.
probably many different philosophies.
There are different
Sure.
philosophies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when I'm called in, I'm working with the dog on the energetic level,
Right.
because the brain is all messed up. The energetic system is all messed up. And some say, well, you can train that out of them. It takes a lot longer.
Mhm.
So with that, I know that Holly and I met many years ago. We don't know how long it was, but it was with her foster dog, Oliver.
Yep.
So would you like to share us with
I
that?
would, because Oliver was super, super special to us. He came to my husband and I from a shelter, and he was in the shelter for a long time. And from what I understand, there was an outbreak of an illness going around, so the staff had very little contact with the animals at that time. So he was already struggling when he came to us.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the type of dog that when he was on, he was amazing. He was so much fun. He was brilliant and awesome. And when he was struggling, it was a big 180.
Yeah.
And ultimately, we went through a lot of different training. We did energy work, we did medication, we ran the gamut with Oliver, and ultimately we couldn't get him to be a safe dog, even just with my husband and I, and we had to euthanize him.
Mm-hmm.
And my heart breaks to this day, and it is also so full of gratitude for him because he taught me so much.
Right.
And it just really opened my eyes to a lot of different things.
So expand on that. Different things. Expand on that.
Yeah, I think I became I just learned a lot, right? Because you hear so many people say you can fix every dog. You can, every animal can be fixed, and unfortunately, that's not true.
You can't fix every person
No,
either.
no,
Sadly.
no. Right, exactly. And so I think it taught me that. It also opened my eyes to a lot of different modalities of, I had never, really thought about having a dog on a behavior medication before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had never done energy work with a dog before, and just even looking at behavior modification and things like that, as opposed to just training, which is like sit down, stay calm. It just, again, I learned so much, and he just really opened my eyes to so many different things.
And I have to say, I have probably fostered well over 40, maybe 50 dogs.
Mhm.
And every single one of them have taught me something.
Absolutely, 100%.
There is, Ernie.
Ernie.
Oh God,
I have
Ernie.
a soft spot for Ernie. I barely knew Ernie.
But each one learned differently. You had to figure out what motivated them.
Because reinforcement drives behavior.
Mm-hmm.
That is a law of learning.
That is the law.
And that
of
doesn't
learning.
matter what species you're working with.
I guess it's true.
I was gonna say
It is
that.
because I had with Ernie. I'll come back to Ernie. He highly intelligent, but had no impulse control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gave me a concussion. But one of the things is that he chose not to learn unless he was in the diving pool. And then he followed every command in the diving pool.
It wasn't necessarily that he chose it. That's where he was most comfortable and
Because
most
he-
able.
Because he was a water dog.
There you go.
I'm looking at him and I'm going, well, okay, he's got golden in him, but there's something else in him. And that's when I discovered, oh dear, he's a Springer Spaniel. Have you ever heard of Springer brain? And so we were working in the pool, and he was just phenomenal. Get him outside the pool. We get a treat. I'm going to give him a treat to sit and stay, and he just wouldn't do it. And he finally sat, and I put the treat like right on his nose, and he just looked at it. And I'm like, okay, dear.
We all have our gifts.
We all have our gifts.
We do.
So okay. So let's start getting into the service animal aspect of things, because I see a lot of different animals being used as support animals in public, and I don't see a vest, and there's not a lot of training that people come up and want to smuggle your dog or your cat or whatever you're using. So kind of expand on that a little bit for me.
So I think first it's important to delineate what is an emotional support animal, what is a therapy animal, and what is a service animal.
Good.
So a service animal can legally in the United States only be a dog or a miniature horse or miniature pony. Okay. A service animal has to provide a specific function for the person that they are supporting. And they have many more legal rights, which we'll talk about, than the others. Okay. A therapy dog or therapy animal, because it can be many different things, is really there as a comfort, if you will, right? So you might see a therapy animal in a nursing home. You might see them in children's court sometimes, right? They'll have an animal that comes and sits with the child,
with them,
right?
yes.
Right. So they're providing some comfort there. Okay. They do not have legal rights. Okay. An emotional support animal is something that is the doctor has prescribed, if you will, or said this animal is of significant benefit to the human, and they have very moderate rights. A therapy animal and an emotional support animal can be things other than a dog or a miniature pony.
Like a goose.
To each his
I
own.
just had to giggle because I'm thinking I could just see somebody. What did you say? The horse, a miniature horse,
Yeah, and a dog.
Our service dog.
Yes.
I could just see someone in Piggly Wiggly on their miniature horse. Don't pet the horse.
Right? Right? Oh gosh.
Just put a big bucket around his neck to put the groceries in.
Oh,
my.
Sorry, my mind just went there.
Yeah, her mind goes there.
Right?
I was just envisioning a saddle with a child, but you know.
No.
Right?
I'm picturing Piggly Wiggly
Or-
picking
or-
up produce.
Or you know, the bags on either side where you can put your produce.
There you go, right?
Okay, so let's kind of go back to, you said legal.
Yes.
Legal rights. What does that mean exactly?
So the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, is what protects service animals.
Okay.
And so legally they are allowed in stores, in restaurants, in airports, at workplaces and things like that, right? They are legally allowed there because they are performing a specific function for that person.
Okay.
Legally, they do not have to be vested or identified.
So how do we know?
Very delicately.
Okay,
Because again, the ADA specifies, I can ask, is this a service animal? Yes or no. Does it perform a specific function for you? Yes or no.
That's it.
Right. I can't
Okay.
even ask what function.
Yeah, because you would be-
that may point to the disability.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I need one to do math.
Right? Right? And so a service I'll talk about a
exactly.
service dog
Okay.
specifically. Just because they are legally allowed everywhere does not mean they cannot be asked to leave. So if the dog is not acting appropriately or
Okay.
is causing a danger or a disruption, they can be asked to leave.
To leave.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I came across a situation a couple of years ago where, I mean, she clearly needed mental and emotional support. But she adopted a purebred water dog. Now, this dog knew everything, knew the commands and everything. But this dog was never allowed to come down. This dog was always on all
Right.
the time. And so when she took it to the airport to fly, the dog literally became a little bit, I wouldn't say hostile, but let's just say if you weren't watching the cues, somebody was going to get bit.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, so there are things like that I'm like, yeah, but.
Right. Absolutely. And again, legally they can be asked to leave at that point.
Yes. Okay.
Or not be on the flight or, something like that.
I imagine they're just being very protective of their person, and there's all these new smells. And
Well, right, and their nervous system, if animals like us, if they're not allowed to decompress
Okay.
and to play,
They need off time.
they need off time. They're just like us. If we're always on, we're going to snap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their teeth are just larger than ours.
Right? And more efficient.
More efficient.
So,
it's less accepted for us to bite.
Right, right.
Okay.
Right. And a service dog is really, ideally, is trained to so many different situations and so many different environments. And it's really taught to ignore most of what's going on unless that is what function it's serving for the person, right? So you think of a seeing eye dog as a really great example. They're taught to ignore everything around them other than what they need to do to keep their person safe and moving forward, right? So
fascinating.
somebody who drops a book next to them or bumps into them or, a car that goes by fast, whatever it might be, the dog is actually taught to ignore that. So it's very unnatural.
Yeah,
which
it
is
is.
why not a lot of animals can be a service dog.
it was,
That's neat.
I don't know how many years go by. I'm just lucky I know what month I'm in or what day of the week. But I had a foster dog that was adopted out to an organization to teach therapy dogs for the veterans.
Nice. Yes.
And now, while he was in our care, because he was young, I have pictures of him dismantling my carrot garden. We had a brush pile, and he had that brush pile scattered we just let him play.
Yeah.
We just let him play.
That's natural dog behavior.
But yeah, once I discovered he was the one who was digging up my carrots. And he was just like, he ended up becoming a service dog.
Oh, nice.
He literally followed all these. He could bounce in and out, and he literally went to the courthouse for veterans when they were in court.
Nice.
Awesome.
So that's why I'm like, this subject is really, really important.
It is. Very
it's
much
really important. And, I've got some dogs that, they listen or they don't, and you just adapt,
Sure.
like Plank. You just adapt.
Clink has her trained.
Yes,
As many of us do. Many of our animals do.
Well, you have to go, and again, that comes back down to, what is this dog's personality?
Yes.
And you just simply can't change the personality because you want them to be something they're not.
Nor can you do that with a human.
You can't do that with a human. So, here we sit.
Right.
I got a little herding dog that thinks that he's going to tell us what time it is every portion of the day, and he lets us know until we step in line.
It's their job.
Well, that Corgi mix in him.
Yeah.
That Corgi in him. And then he's got Chihuahua in him. So I got the best of both worlds. Thank God he's cute.
Yeah, he's so cute. I just wanted to add something quick. Yesterday I had my grandson over, and I got my husky, and I'm like, okay, Saya, where are you? And Moonlight, my dog, ran over there and I hurted him.
Oh, funny.
And then I hear a little, I'm like, I hope he didn't get too rough. There wasn't a mark on Saya, but he's like, get over there. I hear you being called.
Isn't that sweet? See, now that is not a typical husky behavior.
Yeah, he did it though. He's like, and then he looks at me like, he's coming.
Yeah, that is not a typical husky behavior.
No.
I loved my huskies. I really did. But Tika, let me tell you, she literally held my toes to the fire about if I wasn't going to be the leader, she was. And even then she was like, I'm not relinquishing my alphaness.
Your alphaness.
But her daughter, I could take her daughter out to the kennels offline, and she never left me.
Nice.
If I could not see her, I'd go, Angel, where are you? And you could hear the leaves rustle, and she'd peek out her head.
Right here.
And I'm going, I've never heard of a husky like this before.
Right.
Yeah.
So, again, a breed is a breed. Know your breed, but be prepared.
There's always exceptions.
There's always exceptions. Always.
Right. The lab that doesn't like water, or what the herder that doesn't herd, or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You may come
Right.
from the same litter, and they all have different personalities.
Just like humans.
Yeah, just like humans.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
So in your work, you work in the Milwaukee area, correct?
Correct. I work in northern Milwaukee County, Washington County, Ozaukee County. I do some of Dodge, some of Fond du Lac, and I do come into Sheboygan County a little bit.
Okay, so you do a lot of in-home training.
Correct.
Do you have a facility for group training?
I rent space in West Bend to hold some
Okay.
group classes, but most of my work is done in people's homes.
Do you find that is more, you get more success?
It is, what I find is, it works for my business, right?
Okay, yep.
right? And I find people are really comfortable in their homes. The animals are really comfortable in their homes.
Yep.
And there's nothing artificial about them coming to a facility.
Right.
Right. And not that I need to see behavior in order to help people. I just need a description of it, right? I don't need to be bit by a dog or see a dog biting in order to help somebody with it.
Right.
Thankfully.
We learned that lesson.
Yeah, right. but I do enjoy going to people's homes. And just yesterday I was with a client and we were talking about mental enrichment, and we went right to their toy basket and looked at all the toys, and I gave her ideas of like, here's some things that you could do with this toy to make it enriching, right? So it's nice for me to just have that in-person feel. I have colleagues that work virtually and love it.
Okay, Holly, I know that you work, in the homes with a lot of people. And how do other dog trainers work?
So some people do prefer to have a facility because they like to have all of their equipment there. They like that central location. It's neutral to the dog. So some people work best with a facility. Some people do work virtually, so they will see clients all over the country, all over the world, just through video of some sort. And so they prefer that because then the trainer gets to stay in one place. You get to help more people, see more animals and things like that. And then others like me specialize in going to people's homes. So
it's that one-on-one.
Yes.
That's what I would prefer.
Yes.
I like that one-on-one because there's such subtle shifts of energy in the dog's behavior that the owner doesn't always notice.
Right. And most people went in home until the pandemic, and then that's when some people, learned that they could do virtual. And obviously we all learned it opened a lot of windows and things.
A lot of
us,
opportunities opened up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I prefer to be in person with people, and that's my best work.
Well, you are an extrovert.
Yes, I am.
Yes. I love those extroverts. I'm not an extrovert. People think I am, but I'm really not.
Yes.
So, but when I go out, I do like to go into the home as well. And so they can actually see the response of their particular animal. Cat, dog, horse, whatever it is. But I do distance work as well. And I have them watching. And sometimes it's those subtle little shifts of the breath, isn't it?
Sure, absolutely. Of the animal and the human.
And the human, when they take that breath at the same time. Yes! Yeah.
Right.
Success! Because in our society, we're constantly on high alert.
Yes.
And we don't decompress. We think we do, but we really don't. And so in the animal world, they're mimicking us, correct?
Very much so.
They got their own stuff, but they're mimicking us.
Yes.
So it's really, really important to work with the human.
Right.
Could you take a breath now?
I have said that.
Yes. Have you ever shared the shake-off effect and how important that is?
I do talk about body language a lot with my clients. I think that's something as modern dog trainers that there still is not enough information in society about body language.
Yeah.
Dogs communicate primarily through body language. They're not a verbal species.
Yeah.
So the shake-off that
You haven't met my dog, Natalie.
Well, right.
Okay.
Some of them are more verbal than others. So the shake-off that you're referring to is like a nice head to toe, just a wiggle of the body as if the dog were wet or, releasing something. And that's really what they're doing. It's a beautiful reset button.
Yes.
And it is them shaking off stress. It's shaking off sleep, it's shaking off, whatever it might be. Because you will see dogs do it during play. You'll see it during stress.
Yes.
You'll see it when they get up from sleep, come in from outside and it's been raining, whatever it is. But it's just, it's the equivalent of us doing like just a big stretch or like a beautiful deep breath.
I was going to say, we've done that with children. I've worked in daycare for many years, and I'm like, everyone wiggle.
Yeah.
And it does. It gets them to calm down.
And I've been doing a little bit of research on, well, not on the amygdala, but I do a lot of work with the amygdala.
Sure.
Because that's where the fight, flight, and freeze is sitting in that amygdala. So we're looking at changing this behavior when the brain isn't functioning.
Right.
Which is where the anxiety and PTSD come in. But I've been doing some deeper research on resetting the vagus nerve.
Yes.
And I didn't give this any thought, but do animals have a vagus nerve?
They-
I'm assuming they do.
They do. Yes.
So that what's shaking off is resetting
Sure.
the vagus nerve.
Absolutely. Absolutely so.
Okay.
Yep.
So I tell people who are just, like, I just stand there and I tell them, now watch what I'm doing. Look at the floor and shake. And I said, just take everything and just let it filter off onto the floor. And they always say, oh, that felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's releasing for us too.
Yes, it really, really is.
Yes.
Yeah, you're at work and it's not going well. Just go to the closet, the bathroom.
Right? Exactly.
Movement resets your brain.
It does.
It does. And again, children, you have to teach them to move
Right.
before they can focus on things. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little different from what you were saying.
But
yeah.
I think when we start to recognize that the animals are mirroring us and we need to listen and watch because they're the most amazing teachers on this planet. And everything that I have learned is because an animal has pushed me to that point.
Yeah.
Because my way isn't working.
Right. Very much so.
Yeah.
And I think animals are much more energetic than many humans are because when we're kids, we are taught to turn that energy off and to ignore it and not see it. And service dogs can be taught to turn that off to some extent, right? But most animals, you can't turn that off. It's much harder to teach them not to have that energetic connection to things.
They live in their body. Not the body. They live within their energetic field. They are their energy field. Like ours is like, I won't touch you.
It's okay.
It's an arm length around us. A horse can encompass the whole arena. The dog is like 3 times the size of their body. A cat encompasses their entire territory. And that's why they know when there is a rodent in the house or in the yard. They're on it.
Right.
Because they're literally reading all the energy around them. And we, like you said, we've shut it off.
Right.
I don't feel a thing.
It also helps that their hearing is much better than ours, and their sense of smell is, of course, much better than ours. So, but yeah, energetically, they're never taught to turn it off.
Yeah.
So,
and so this has been one of my beefs. Okay, so when I'm seeing people walking down the street and they got a feed bag and the dog is walking along and every time they take a step they give it a treat, and this dog is constantly looking up at them and having no clue what is going on around them. They're not allowed to sniff.
Wait a minute.
They're not allowed.
Okay.
They're not allowed to be a dog. And if that dog got lost, she would have no idea how to be in the world.
Yeah.
And I one person says, "Isn't this great how my dog follows me?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Yeah, put food in my mouth and I'll follow you anywhere."
You have a bag of Snickers and I'll be
I'm
right there.
right there. You know, cheesecake, okay. But I like my dogs to be smart. I mean,
You like them to be independent.
I like them to be-
thinkers and problem solvers.
and problem solvers.
Right.
There's only been 1 or 2 dogs that I just gave up and says, "Oh, they're just pocket puppies, and put them in your pocket and you'll be fine." You know.
And I would hope that the person who's walking down the street marking every step is really just building that loose leash walking, and that is not their long-term goal.
Well, I've seen it.
So-
I've seen it more than once with this individual. But anyway, which is good. But at the same time, I'm like, the dog isn't thinking.
Right. And I think it's really important for dogs to sniff, right? Like that's one of their biggest senses.
Yeah.
And they gather so much information. And I never want a dog that is ignoring the environment, because I feel that that's super unnatural.
Yeah.
And yet, that is what a service dog often has to do, right?
Right.
But our companion animals, I want them to observe the environment and walk nicely with me.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So, but it's their walk as much as it might be my walk.
Absolutely,
So-
because it's their release.
Yes, and that's where, like you had pointed out earlier, it's really important for those service animals and those dogs that are working to have that downtime where they can play with toys or other animals, or they can just sniff and just be.
Just to be.
Yeah.
They need to be on vacation once in a while.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they know to switch.
Yes.
They know
Yes.
they
Yeah.
can just be puppyish. So
Yep. Yeah.
it
So-
seems like a service dog has to kind of leave their dogness behind.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's indicated by environment. Sometimes it's by certain equipment. Sometimes it can be by a certain cue
Okay.
that the handler offers. So there's a lot of different ways that the dog knows, hey, I'm working now, versus, okay, I can relax.
So
I'm
highly
off
trained.
duty.
Okay.
Yes,
Highly
very, very
trained,
much
yeah.
so. Very much
Okay,
so.
Holly, this has been great having you here today.
Thank you so much.
But if anybody is interested, how can they get a hold of you?
Yep, my company is Cold Nose Canine, all spelled out, no funny letters or anything, and it's just coldnosecanine.com. And you go right to my website, and I always tell people, if I'm not the right person to support you, I don't cover your area or something, please still reach out, because I will find someone who does.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so
Thank you
much
guys so much for having
So
me.
how long did it take you to
Appreciate it.
get here today?
About an hour.
See, she's dedicated.
An hour for us.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for having me.
So we really want to encourage everyone to like and share. We cannot do this without you. We need your support. If we're going to continue being this podcast, we need to know that we have people out there listening and engaging with us. That is how podcasts are built. It isn't that you just watch and move on your day. We need to know, are we hitting some good topics for you? Are we, what do you want us to share? So please like, share, and have a great day, because you're part of our family.
And comment, because
comment.
we'd love to have ongoing
Feedback.
conversations.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
So
We
are Project Communication, and we are perfectly imperfect.
Bye. Spray sunshine.
We're all beads on one string. Every man, every woman, boy and girl. Beads on one string. We're one world. I touch, you touch. We feel so much. We hurt and we heal. We know love is real. You dream, well I dream. We plan, sometimes scheme. Oh, how we love to eat. And everyone has to sleep, 'cause we're all beads on one string. every man, every woman, boy and girl.